Welcome to UMBC's Master of Arts in Education Open House. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. So I want to introduce you first to the MAE team, and then we'd like to hear from you as well. I am Jerry Frick. I'm the MAE Director and also the coordinator for our mathematics education programs. Tracy Irish is our STEM and Science Education Coordinator for the MAE program. Deborah Karaoke is the Computer Science Education Program Coordinator. Gene Schaefer is a professor in our education department, and he works both in the MAE program and in other education programs. He normally teaches our teacher research and our teacher leadership type courses. Rita Williams is our MAE program coordinator, and she handles all the back end administrative types of processes. She'll help you with application processes, registration processes. She's your first point of contact for any communication through university systems as well. Okay, so our MAE program is 36 credits, which equals 12 courses, which are 3 credits each. The 12 credits are separated as such. There are 5 core education courses. Themes in those education courses include teacher research, teacher's leadership, using data to form instruction. Those are just a few of the themes that I wanted to highlight tonight. You also are required to take one additional MAE course, which is approved by your advisor, and those courses usually are a high-level pedagogy course that is infused with the content area. So, for example, it could be culturally responsive instruction in one of our content areas, mathematics, computer science, or STEM. It could also be, like I mentioned before, a higher level pedagogy type of course that's based in the content area. We also have 6 content courses in our MAE programs. Those content courses, of course, will be aligned with the content area you select for your program, so computer science, mathematics, or STEM. And all of our content courses are infused with pedagogy as well. So I like to think of it as you're teaching as you're learning the coursework, you're also a teacher thinking about how is this being taught to me? How am I learning this material? How would I teach this to my students? What difficulties or questions might my students have as they're learning this material? What methods would I use, etc.? And I really think that that's just part of us being teachers, is we're thinking about those things alongside of learning the content or deepening our content knowledge in those areas. So some highlights of our MAE program that we wanted to share with you. The program is fully online. We started teaching online in the MAE program 5 years ago, so this is not new for us. Our programs have a strong content focus, which, as I've mentioned before, half of our program is content courses, and our other courses in the education core and the education elective are all based in that content area. So any projects that you're doing in those courses relate to your content area. So if you're writing a literature review, you're writing a literature review in your chosen topic in your content area. So it relates specifically to what you're doing in the classroom. We also focus on equity in education and culturally responsive instruction. Those are huge themes throughout our program. Other focuses of our program include interdisciplinary approaches, inquiry and project-based teaching and learning, and technology. All of those things are infused into our program throughout the courses, and we feel that those are really strong highlights of our program. So the cost of the MAE degree, some of you may have seen this information already, but we also wanted to share it here. It's $12,000 for the entire master's degree, and that breaks down into $1,000 for each of our 12 3-credit courses. There are no additional university fees. After this webinar, you will be emailed a code for the application fee waiver, and students in our program are responsible for textbooks and course materials, but as we know, we're working with teachers. We do try to keep the cost of those textbooks and course materials quite low. We do our best with that. So I wanted to once again give you the contact information for our program. We are all listed there with our emails. Email is the best way to reach us right now since we're all off campus. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see our MAE website. Some of you may have found us already through that, which is mae.umbc.edu. Again, that's mae.umbc.edu. www.umbc.edu, which has lots of information about our program and also how to apply to the program if you're interested.
Welcome to the computer science portion of tonight's open house. I would like to thank you for coming and for showing interest in the computer science program. Before we continue, let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah Karaoke. I am the computer science program coordinator here at the MEE program. Before getting involved with education, I was a software engineer at IBM for many years. I became involved with computer science education when the call came for CS for All, and I started helping at a local high school and also co-wrote the You Teach CSP curriculum, which I taught in many states across the country in 2016. I then moved on to We Teach, still at the University of Texas, and became a computer science professional development specialist, where I trained teachers in the certification program and also helped co-wrote some of the material that the teachers were using to get the certification. I especially wrote the discrete math portion of that curriculum. I am involved in computer science for all, and I am a computer science evangelist and believe in equity in computer science. For this reason, I am still a Code.org CSP facilitator, as well as the CS Practice Prep here in Maryland facilitator. This is because I want as many teachers to be involved in computer science so that it can then be taught to as many students as possible here in our state. I am also an MIT Inspire CSAI fellow, and my fellowship will end next year. In this fellowship, I have been learning on how to create teacher moments material of how teachers teach, and also learning to see whether we have any biases or any aspects of our teaching that we would like to improve. I am also taking a Masters of Cybersecurity here at UMBC. This is because this is the one area of computer science that I did not have a strong background in, and our course is going to have material in cybersecurity. As you have seen me reference Texas quite a bit, I am new to Maryland, having come here last year. And while I was in Texas, I was a co-founder of CSTA for Texas, as well as the vice president of the CSTA for many years. Now, let us talk about the benefit of the Computer Science MAE program. The Computer Science MAE program is one of its kind. It's the only one found in the state of Maryland universities. We are the only ones here at UMBC offering computer science education master's program. With our program, you are prepared to get endorsement after finishing the course. You can take the practice exam and then apply to get an endorsement from the Department of Education. All the material that we'll be teaching are blended content and pedagogy. That way you will learn the content, that is computer science, as well as how to teach computer science. You will see it both from the student face as well as the educator face, so that you can become an effective teacher. You will also notice that all our course material are culturally responsive instructions, as well as equity in computer science. This is because we are very committed in making sure that you teach the whole student That way, understanding where they're coming from and also teaching them material that is understandable to them from where they're coming from, as well as their background, and also ensuring that all the students equally are invited and stay in computer science program. We look at this program, the MAE program, as professional development. As we said, you see the material both as a student and as a teacher, and once you become an alumni, you can always apply to become an adjunct. All our courses are taught online, as you have seen, and once you finish, you can come back and teach as an adjunct also, because this program is new and it's going to grow, and we'll certainly need people to teach some of our programs. The courses that we are going to teach in these programs, the first one will be the cultural responsive instructions in computer science. In this course, you will learn how to understand yourself and how your cultural background influences your teaching, and your observing the surroundings of how you communicate with students in your classroom. The cultural responsive instructions will also enable you to learn and see that the students in your class also have a cultural background that influences their learning, and we want you to be well prepared to be an effective teacher who is going to create material that is responsive to the students before you. The next course that we have, and one that you likely to take in that order, is the Introduction to Programming. In this course, you're going to learn syntax of programming, data types, input and output. You're going to learn about debugging. You're going to learn about variables and all other common aspects of introduction to algorithm. This course is one that once you have completed the course, you should be able to teach the CSP courses. The next course, which is our advanced programming, is one that is going to enable you to be able to teach courses in advanced data structure, metrics, advanced algorithm, sorting, linked list, as well as be able to teach the CSA course. These other courses are what we call the special topics. These are courses that you need depending with which schools or districts that you teach. Some schools teach cybersecurity and networks, other teach networks, other only one of the others, but we are going to ensure that you're well rounded up in computer science courses, so that you are able to fit in any district or any school. So we do offer cybersecurity and networks. We offer big data and artificial intelligence. We also offer a method course in computer science. In this method course, you're going to be involved in research in computer science and learn how to do good research that will influence your teaching, and also in becoming a master teacher who can offer professional development in your district as well as in your school. The capstone course is where you're going to be able to create your lesson plans, be able to learn and be prepared to take the practice exam so you can seek endorsement. So this, in a nutshell, are the courses that we are going to be taught in the computer science MAE program. For contact information, I have given you the contact information of my office as well as my email. As said before, all our courses are online, so you will not need to come to the office unless you're on campus and want to visit me. I'm in the Sherman building, the A wing, second floor. Here is my email and my phone number when we are back on campus. But for now, emails are the best way to contact me. I'm also very involved in computer science for all, as well as acting in many forums of computer science, and that is why I have given you my Twitter handle, because that is where I communicate with teachers across the country as well as internationally in all matters involved in computer science. Should you need any information about general information of the MAE program, you can contact Rita William, and this is her email. Rita should be able to answer all your general questions about registration, about transcript, about the cost of the program, how to get the code so that you can register with the reduced rate of 1,000 per course and 12,000 for the whole master's program. I would like to say thank you very much for coming this evening, and it was a pleasure, and I hope to see you registering for the computer science education master's program. Be sure to contact me on my email should you need any further information. Thank you very much.